with the expectations like he faced going to the Clippers. I already knew what Paul George was about. Now, you got a history. Now, as they say, if you study history, you understand what the present is and what the future will be. When has Paul George ever? Okay.
You've argued constantly with me. The Indiana Pacers had Paul George. And you're like, that was a real test for LeBron. And I kept saying he's George Paul in the playoffs.
Skip. All I'm saying is that for that series, that's how Paul George made his name, by going 6-7 games with the Miami Heat. He did that. He didn't have any other superstar. I mean, he's doing that with Roy Hibbert. Roy Hibbert had a great couple of years. And then,
so which is he?
No, Skip. He had a great moment. But if you look at him since, what was that? That 4-game sweep when he passed up that shot?
I've said from day one about George Paul, he's not an alpha. He's a complimentary star. He's talented, but he does not have winning intangibles.
How about this, Skip? He's a superstar player, but he hasn't had his greatest moments in superstar moments when they're supposed to shine the brightest. He hasn't had those moments. But if you look at Yoke and you look at Murray, Skip, after being down 3-1, that should tell you what they're made of. The dude dropped 50 and 50 and 42, and Yoke is a walking triple-double. Skip, the guy's 7 foot tall. I'm watching him shoot wrong foot 15-footers and swishing nothing but net. So for me, see, the thing is, Skip, how's that what's that load management working for Kawhi? Oh, Kawhi load management. Only thing matters is the playoffs. And now I'm hearing they ain't got no chemistry. Now I'm hearing there's all kind of dissension. You hearing that too, huh, Skip?
Yep.
I ain't hear none of that during the season. Even Paul George says, nobody expected us to, this was never a championship or bust. Yes, it was. In June, you said that when they put this team together, it's always the expectation was always championship. Now you lose, you want to change the narrative.
I didn't change the narrative.
I'm saying Paul George. Oh. Skip, you got to stop this. Because they got the #1 seed, because there is no home court advantage, it's basically, they asked Coach Belichick yesterday, what was the difference between playing with no fans and playing with fans? He's like, what did it remind you of? He said, practice. And that's what it is, Skip. That's what it is. Basically, it is. It's basically your family members. And I don't know how many people in a bubble on a given time, I guess, as you progress in the round, Skip, more and more people and family members can come. So what are you thinking? 100? 150 people other than the teams that's in that bubble in the gym? So for me, Skip, no, this is his hardest test. This is LeBron's hardest test. You're not in a test. You're not in a familiar environment. Oh. You're in a bubble. Okay. And we already said it. It's going to be, everybody said, it's going to be a mental challenge. You told me that's what makes the greats great, is the mentality. Now LeBron is mentally tougher than those choking bums, the Clippers. Now you want to try to minimize him, but I won't let you. I won't let you. This will be his greatest challenge, and we're coming out on the other side unscathed.
My turn. After all that balderdash you just spewed all over.
You know what time it is.
Yeah, I know what time it is. It is 4th ring time for LeBron because the NBA gods, the basketball gods said, let there be LeBron. This is meant to be. This is by far his easiest path to ring. By far.
Why is it so easy?
They are now prohibitively favored. Fox Bet has them at 3-5 to win the championship. Guess who's the second favorite? The Miami Heat at 4-1. You threatened by the Miami Heat? Stop it. Nobody saw the Heat coming. Nobody expected them before the year to be much of anything, barely a playoff team at best. And now they're the second favorite to win the championship.
What were the Clippers?
That should tell you it's over.
The Clippers.
Well, they're out.
So how is that LeBron's fault?
Okay. So I told you all year, and I stand by this, the Clippers were built to beat the Lakers. The Clippers would have beaten the Lakers, but the Clippers kept looking past a Denver team that if it gets hot, which is not always, but when it gets hot, it's hard to deal with if you're not taking them seriously. The Clippers quit playing defense. The Clippers forgot how to play offense. We're going to talk about them in just a moment. I don't want to talk about them anymore because it was an epic collapse, obviously. So it's over. They're out. And it clears the path for LeBron James to beat a Denver team that he beat during the regular season 3 out of 4 times. And you're saying, Jokic is the best big man in basketball.
He is.
Look at his numbers against the Lakers in the regular season. He was 16-6. You like that? 16 points and 6 assists. Through the playoffs, he's averaged 25 and 11 rebounds.
You like that?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
I'm just saying, against your team in the regular season,
Does it matter? Does it matter?
it's just ridiculous. How about Jamal Murray? You ready for this? Against the Lakers in the regular season, he shot from 3 for 19. Try to process that. That's 16%. Jamal Murray, 3 for 19 against the Lakers. It's a joke. It's over. It's a Djokovic.
If you don't mind me, Jokic, let me ask you a question. What was Jamal Murray's numbers? What was Jokic's numbers against the Clippers in the regular season?
What does it matter?
Because you try to correct regular season.
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, then, so
I can
it
just
doesn't
tell
matter.
you what they did.
Playoffs doesn't. Regular season doesn't matter.
They just owned them.
Regular season doesn't matter.
And by the way, the Lakers led the whole NBA in points in the restricted area. So right at the rim, the Lakers led the whole NBA with 22 field goals a game.
Are you surprised?
And 21 in the playoffs still leads. And they averaged, in those 4 games, 24 field goals a game in the restricted area.
Why are you surprised by that?
They were destroying Joker. They turned him into a joke at the rim. He was not rim protecting against the Lakers.
But Skip, that's not what he is.
Okay.
He's not Mark Eaton.
Okay, all right.
He's a skilled offensive big man.
Mismatch.
Hold on. But he did have 3 blocks the last game, though.
Okay. So here's what just happened. LeBron made an MVP push at the end of what was the pre-pandemic regular season. Before it got stopped, he had about 3 games big time. And I told you, I thought he edged ahead in MVP. An extraordinary achievement for a man who's 35 years of age, nearing the end of his 17th season. And he made first-team All-NBA yesterday, which he should have made.
Okay.
Way to go. And then the gods said, let there be LeBron. You get 5 months off. 5 months off? You're at the end of your 17th season. And I told you, I first guessed this. I told you in our pandemic shows, what an incredible break for him, because 2 things were operating. He got to rest up and revitalize his aging body so that he doesn't have to really worry about risking another pulled groin. He got to completely heal up and prep for a bubble that he's made for the bubble, because he can go into AAU-style dedication with his team.
He's the only one that can do that?
Well, no, but he's the best at that. So,
okay. So he.
I think I'm talking. I think it's my turn now.
That hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's gonna hurt when you get that
And
ring.
I first guessed this, as I always do on this show.
You picked the Clippers.
Stop it!
How did you first guess it if you picked the Clippers?
I'm going to steamroll you, and it's my turn, and I'm going to talk from here on.
Go ahead.
I first guessed this. I told you the Clippers needed reps. They didn't need rest. They needed reps. They needed to finish out the regular season and play all 82 games together, because Kawhi and Paul George had only played 37 times together, and they didn't get their reps. They didn't even want to go to the bubble. They were one team that had about 5 guys on the fence to opt out. And finally, at the last second, they talked Lou Williams into coming, and he said, yeah, but my heart's not really into it, so I'm going to go to Atlanta for this service, then I'm going to go to Magic City, I'm going to get my wings, and I'm going to look nothing like myself through the whole bubble. I couldn't even recognize it.
Can I ask you a question?
It's advantage LeBron.
Okay,
let there be. I think I'm still talking.
I just want to ask you a question.
You know what? I let you talk for like 7 minutes to start the show. I think it's my turn.
Go ahead.
Okay, so then we get to the bubble, and what starts happening in the bubble? They get to play a Portland team that was 35-39, 4 games under 500, and it overachieved and got quote-unquote hot at the end of the, the wrap-up to the regular season, and made it into the back end of the playoffs. And what did I tell you? I first guessed it. I said, this is a joke. This is a sweep. And it should have been a sweep, because your man had the ball in his hands with 7 minutes left, up 6 on the sorry Trail Blazers. And what happened down the stretch? He got outscored, the Lakers got outscored 19-6, and they were embarrassed that they blew this game. So then what happens in game 2? They win 111-88, and what happens to Damian Lillard? He dislocates the index finger on his non-shooting hand, so he's got issues going into the next game. They win that one 116-88.